The Edge at 11 starts now.
Well, tonight on The Edge, we've had some fierce flooding across parts of Metro Detroit, causing headaches for drivers and flyers. Like in Romulus, where heavy rains, heavy water led to delays at the airport and on the roads.
And in Clair Shores, lots of rain leading to cars getting stuck on the streets. You see that on the right-hand side there. The Macomb County drainage system really struggling to keep up. More on all of that in just a bit. The good news, strong storms have moved out of our area by now.
But there could be more storms in store tomorrow. And Weather Authority Rich Ruderman joining us now with what we can expect. Rich?
Yeah, we're going to see another chance for some heavier storms tomorrow because it's warm and it's muggy. That's not going to change until we get to Wednesday. But for the time being, things are pretty quiet out there. I want to go back 12 hours and you'll see those showers and storms develop on the other side of the state right there, and then they roll through our part of the state between 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, bringing heavy downpours. Once again, here are some of the rainfall totals. St. Clair Shores on the high side, 4 inches of rain. There's Ann Arbor, Metro Airport, all better than 2.5. But this rainfall total from Sky Tracker shows these bullseyes around the airport, also close to Mount Clemens and Sterling Heights. Right now, there is rain for the Twin Cities. Minneapolis and St. Paul getting showers and storms with heavy downpours. We have a quiet night, but still, it's going to be warm and muggy for the next 36 hours. 88 the high today. Look at Mount Pleasant. Earlier this afternoon, 94 degrees, 91 out there in Muskegon. 88 for us today on the high side, 70 the low side. There's your rainfall total, 2.68 at Metro Airport. A lot of us have numbers in the middle 70s. A lot of us have light winds, which may lead to some fog, but notice these dew points way up there in the low to mid 70s. It is going to be thick for the rest of tonight. There's 67 Minneapolis. They have the storms. 64 in Marquette, 79 Pittsburgh, 77 in Fort Wayne. Watch what's going to change over the next couple of days. We're going to watch this cold front cross the area Wednesday late in the morning. That brings much needed relief for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But even Wednesday evening, we could see some rounds of thunder showers. Mild and muggy the rest of tonight. Areas of fog down to 71. We're back to 91 degrees tomorrow. Once again, a sticky afternoon with those stray thunder showers. And then right there, the 7-day forecast. We see those temperatures start to fall off Wednesday. But how about that? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, look at the top. Much more comfortable. And we like that. Root Taryn, another check at 4 a.m.
Well, today, the sudden downpour temporarily grounded flights by Metro Airport.
It was actually a challenge to get to the airport because both tunnels saw some major flooding causing backups. Fox News' Dave Kinchin has more on the cleanup that's underway now.
Massive flooding in Romulus and in tunnels leading to and from Detroit Metro Airport, prompting major traffic backups and frustrating delays.
Somebody at the airport came in and then said, hey, both the tunnels are flooded, so nobody can get out of the airport.
Serenity Reddy zoomed with us from his Uber ride home to Novi after a summer vacation trip to India.
We crossed 7 oceans, but not 2 tunnels, I guess. We booked our Uber ride, and then the ride kept saying 7 minutes, 10 minutes, and then kept changing. We didn't know what was going on.
It got worse from there.
So we were stuck at the airport for more than 90 minutes after nearly 25, 30 minutes, 30 hours of travel.
Detroit Metro sent notes out across social media updating travelers on the situation, encouraging them to check with their airlines on any flight delays while on the ground.
The flood, the water that we've seen, it was in an Uber lot there when we wait.
Rideshare drivers like Edmund gave it their best shot, knowing customers would be pretty stressed out due to the elements.
I was worried about my customers. As a driver, I'm, used to this weight, and traffic and stuff like that. And nature, it's nature. You cannot beat the nature.
Well, most of those waters have receded, but you may want to check with your airline if you are catching a flight out tonight because of any possible residual delays, or if you're picking somebody up who's got a late flight coming in as well. That's the latest here in Romulus. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
Yeah, what a mess. On the other side of Metro Detroit, more of the same. The downpour overwhelming the drainage system in parts of Macomb County.
In St. Clair Shores, people living on the waterfront got a bit more water than they counted on. And Fox News' Dave Spencer has more on how people are coping with the high water.
Unfortunately, not everyone was enjoying a flooded street as much as this guy. been here about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Tow truck won't be here for another hour.
The driver of this white SUV says she cut down Grant Street near 12 Mile in St. Clair Shores, only to get stuck in floodwaters much longer than she bargained for.
A car was coming at the same time as me, and water went over my car and got in the engine. And now the car's stuck because the park brake won't come off.
While she waited for a tow, she tried to prevent others from suffering the same fate.
It has not flooded this bad. It has flooded multiple times, though.
Eventually, reinforcements came along to make sure no one else drove down here as well.
The police had it blocked off by flares.
Further east on 12 Mile at Jefferson, an Uber driver says she was given bad advice from a client.
The guy that was in the car with me, he's like, plow through it, you can't let it get in your engine. And I'm just like, okay. And then I plowed through it and got halfway in the midpoint and my car just stopped.
A hard lesson to learn, but Julia is hoping others won't suffer her same fate.
If you see any like floods or anything like that, don't go through it. Don't even try it. Don't attempt it.
Even if that Uber passenger tells you to.
Right. If the Uber passenger tell him he could hike a ride with someone else.
It wasn't just side streets in St. Clair Shores. Even a portion of 94 had to be shut down for a time till those floodwaters receded. We spoke to a tow truck driver who says he alone had to pull 11 vehicles from flooded waters. In St. Clair Shores, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
Well, new tonight, a disgusting puppy mill dismantled. More than 160 dogs trapped in horrible conditions rescued in Colorado.
And now Detroit Dog Rescue stepping in to take in dozens of these dogs. Fox News' Jessica Dupnek is live to tell us more. And these are some horrible conditions these dogs were found in, Jess.
Yeah, honestly, some of the worst neglect situation that I've ever seen. Wait until you see this video. Rescue crews tell me that they shaved off 170 pounds of matted fur off of all of these dogs. Thankfully, they all made it, and some are now calling Detroit home.
Some of them never been touched, never heard I love you. It's sad.
One by one, rescuers with the National Mill Dog Rescue carried out 164 Schnauzer mixes. Some you'd mistake for a heap of trash.
They were completely matted. I mean, one dog lost her feet because the blood supply couldn't get to her feet anymore.
That's Diamond. Her feet fell off. Now she's safe with a foster family.
These are property that are housed in buildings, that are housed in warehouses, that are overcrowded. They're nothing but property. They don't have names, they have numbers.
A puppy mill turned hoarding situation in Colorado this month dismantled. The Bissell Pet Foundation and Detroit Dog Rescue, or DDR, stepping in to fly 40 of these pups to Detroit, where they'll be cared for by DDR.
We have 40 dogs, and each one needs a minimum of $1,000 in vet care. So, you know, this is $40,000 in care.
They're timid, confused. Some hadn't ever been outside.
Lorax has just warmed up so quickly in a couple days. You know, he sat on my lap yesterday for an hour while I did paperwork.
DDR Executive Director Christina Rinaldi says taking this on helps Detroit native pups look for their forever homes too.
I know people say there's so many dogs in Detroit. I know that. I've been doing this here for 15 years. I've been here. But I also know that this gains attention for those big dogs too.
Shelter volunteers and fosters are very much needed right now.
What happens is you get a really scared dog who you help out of this really tough place in life, and you teach them how to dog.
Little glamour shot there of Larry. He is so cute. He's got one blue eye, one brown eye. I think he's going to go quick. The good news is if you watch this story, you fell in love. They are all up for adoption. If you're not quite ready for that kind of commitment, fosters are in demand right now. You can find more information on our website. Reporting live, Jessica Dupnek on The Edge.
It must have been tough for you, Jessica, to be there around all those dogs that need a loving home.
Yeah, I wanted to smuggle one of them out, but I refrained this time. But they're going to go quick. Those 40 dogs, they're gone.
Let's hope so. All right, thanks, Jessica, for that report.
Well, breaking news in New York City, a police officer is among at least 5 people shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan. We're told a man from Nevada was walking with an AR-15 and wearing a bulletproof vest in broad daylight. Moments later, he allegedly opened fire inside the Park Avenue office building that houses some of the country's top financial firms and the NFL. Tonight, we're told the gunman is dead after he turned the gun on himself. Well, coming up tomorrow morning on Fox 2 News, we'll have an expert live in studio to talk about situational awareness in the workplace and important advice on how you can protect yourself at work when the unthinkable happens. That's at 7:30 on Fox 2 and the Fox Local app.
Well, disturbing new details coming out tonight about the man accused of going on a stabbing spree at a Traverse City Walmart. 42-year-old Bradford Gilley has a history of mental illness, homelessness, and substance abuse over the course of many years. In 2016, he's been accused of digging up graves in Petoskey because he thought someone was buried alive, but the charges were dismissed due to insanity. On Saturday night, the suspect was allegedly caught on camera stabbing 11 people near the Walmart checkout. Prosecutors say he's a danger to public safety, and the judge agreed. But the suspect also had something strange to say.
The court is very concerned about the allegations in this complaint. Certainly is one of the most heinous accusations from an individual that's been before this court in 30-some years.
Well, you know the tobacco. Y'all like have the tobacco company, and you're selling cigarettes with fiberglass and chemicals in them just to kill off the population. You know, and you can't really accuse me of anything if you're doing that. You know, so.
Okay. So I'm going to mute you for right now because I need to let you know what my decision is with regard to bond. Mr. Gilley, your bond is going to be a $100,000 cash or surety bond.
Gilley is charged with terrorism and 11 counts of assault with intent to murder. We're told all the victims are expected to recover.